911 location of your emergency.
Breaking news out of North Idaho. Moscow police are investigating a homicide on King Road.
Is she breathing?
No.
So 5'10", all black. Could you see what color his eyebrows were or anything like that?
No, I don't remember what his eyes look like either.
Officers discovered the bodies of Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Maddie Mogen, and Kaylee Goncalves, but no weapon has been located at this time.
Arrested. That's 28-year-old Bryan Kohberger in custody today.
Mr. Kohberger allegedly stalked one of the victims. That's false.
We do not have evidence that the defendant had direct contact with 1122 or with residents of 1122, but we can put his phone in that area. There are many residences in that area. It's a dense population of mostly college-related occupants.
Everything is alleged. Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing? Good morning, good morning. As you can probably tell, I have a cat in the window next to me, which is why I look like Edward this morning. It is not Zelda. It is Calypso today, hanging out in the hammock. And I'm actually kind of surprised I look this bright. Let me actually see if I can close the blinds a little bit. Hold on. I guess I'm not as bright. Okay. We're going to go over quite a bit this morning. So, Accomplished Day put together this really detailed, I guess you can call it like it's a URL breakdown of what the Amazon click history actually does say. I think she's already in chat. She's going to try to be up here, I think around like 11:20, to sort of break down her breakdown. It's very detailed. It has breakdowns for all of it down to what actually has a confirmed purchase, what doesn't show a confirmed purchase. And as far as I'm understanding, Witchy was, who you guys see in chat a lot, used to work for Amazon, I believe, and has gone through the way that the URLs look and has confirmed that this is as accurate as they can remember from when they worked with the company, is how I'm understanding that. So we're going to go over this. I'm going to show you guys where I landed when I went to go try to mimic the data deletion URL on the 15th. And as I say in the video, I didn't realize in the live that it said anything in that URL. I was looking for something specific, and for some reason that didn't pop up. So then when it was in the comments, I went back and I looked, and even then I still missed something. It wasn't until I started asking ChatGPT to give me a URL breakdown, like way before I even knew she was working on this. We ended up just passing through emails, and so I put off what I was doing to see what she came up with, and it pretty much came up with the exact same thing, that there's not enough information here to really tell what the hell's going on. There's just not. But when it comes to what it was, it seems to be more privacy based than account deletion type based. it also doesn't make sense for somebody to think that someone's going to go in and try to delete their Amazon account and then they're going to just continue using it the same way they were using it before. Nothing about, from what we can tell, about what he was searching for, what he was looking at before or after changed. He was even on Amazon on the 9th, which was before the crimes took place. But they were very selective about what they put on the spreadsheet, which is another issue. Which is why we're going to look at search warrants. We're going to look at dates for a couple different things. We're going to look at a couple different things today. I was going through a couple things last night, and I was like, okay, we probably need to put all of this together. Now, a lot of this is going to be stuff that the majority of people kind of know the gist of if you've been following along the whole time. There's a lot of questions here when it comes to dates of certain things occurring because of, especially now, dates that we have for this apparent like duplicates order. Now, one thing I did notice is when you look at the receipts that Bronx Tales posted from the duplicate order, actually, there's some shady shit going on there too, actually. Let me show y'all something. Let me pull it up. So you know how Connor has this spreadsheet, this Amazon click history, okay? And he just got it via FOIA. Like it was probably, I mean, I know how long it takes for these to be filed. So it's probably been well over a month since it was even asked for, probably like hella longer than that, okay? The thing with this is that Bronx Tales apparently asked for this exact same thing. When was it? Okay, I'm going to pull up her post right here. This is what's crazy. This is what's crazy. So Bronx Tales asked for the click history in May, and she was denied the click history because they said that it belonged to the FBI. So then Connor goes and requests the click history, and he gets the click history. But that's not even like the worst part. You want to see the worst part? He only paid a duplication fee for the click history, meaning that somebody else out here in the real world went and got the Amazon click history already redacted sometime after Bronx Tales was denied in May, and whoever it was never released it. So who was it? Who was it? Who got the Amazon click history and had it redacted through the Moscow Police Department, and the public hasn't seen it yet, and Connor only had to pay $30 for it? Who was it? Do they think we're not going to find out eventually that somebody's doing this stuff? Like, I really need to know. I really need to know. Because that's crazy. So who was it? I really want to know who it was. So this breakdown here is going to be showing exactly what they chose to give us, along with showing the problems around the missing context, because there's a lot of missing context. One second. But also I have questions. I have a lot of questions for the grand jury exhibits versus the search warrants. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about before Accomplished gets the chance to come up here. So let me pull up the search warrant dates, the search warrant information. For when they apparently did Bryan's. If you notice, and again, a lot of you are going to know that the FBI did some really shady shit with the warrants, okay? And what's really super important here also is that the original search warrant for Amazon was filed before Kohberger's arrest. What date was this? On November 26th, okay? On November 26th, Mallory sent off a warrant to Amazon, and then on the 8th of December, he got the information back. Okay. And notice it's just generic. Okay. Just generic. So one would assume that if Bryan Kohberger's order was on this list and they were doing a bunch of their cross-referencing stuff, right, that eventually you'd think, and way before they ever did the IGG, that their system would have shown, okay, so now we have this person in Pennsylvania that ordered the knife and a knife sheath and a sharpener, and now it shows that they are a registered student at WSU. You'd think that that would have popped up fairly quickly. But that's never really been part of anything that they've ever tried to even lie to us about, which I always found super interesting, right? So then we have this one right here. For him. And this is the next one that we get. And it's very, very specific because it's literally only for March 20th through March 30th, which just so happens to be the date range of the verified purchase that we have, at least for these spreadsheets that they have given us. Okay. Then we have November 1st through December 6th. Again, very, 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 very specific. So then when we pull up the, let's see, where is it at? The grand jury information, okay? The grand jury happened on May 17th, 2023, okay? For the grand jury on May 17th, 2023, they produced a sample. They produced a sample of a knife and a sheath at the grand jury on May 17th, 2023. Okay. The problem with that is that they did not actually purchase anything that they consider a duplicate of Kohberger's orders until June 2nd, 2023. Now, this is something that we've been questioning for a hella long time. Where is the sample knife? What exactly was it that was shown to the grand jury? Okay. If you did not order, the one that you're trying to now show people is the one that came from his account, which again, there's something else shady about that I'll show you here in just a second. I need to make sure I don't miss. I don't know what it's going to look like when she calls into this. I have no idea what it's going to look like because I've never had anybody call in while I'm live. So I'm just hoping I'm just going to keep an eye out. Okay. What did they use? I don't know what the hell they used. Hold on. Let me see where the paperwork is right here. Let's see. I think it's grand jury. Reclaim is what it was. Exhibit S1 right here. Okay. So the grand jury exhibit number 64 is a K-bar knife and a sheath sample. 3 minutes. Okay. A K-bar knife and a sheath sample. And again, the grand jury happened on 5/17/23. And when it comes to, let me pull up the receipts that Bronx Tales got. They made a $130 gift card purchase on Amazon on May 30th. So even the gift card purchase was after the grand jury. Then they made the purchase of the knife, the sharpener, blah, 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 the bullshit on the 2nd. So what is it? June 2nd, 2023. What did they use at the grand jury? This is a question that we've had for a while, since we had that. And we knew, okay, well, hold on. We know that they did, per the reports that we read, and I can see it. I almost envision it in my head a little bit because we've seen so much of these people. Like the way that the scene is set up in the report is Payne is already at the shop where Kohberger's car is. and Gilbertson comes in and he has these Amazon packages, and it's supposed to be the dupe orders. My problem though is this, and I tried to get some answers to this yesterday on Amazon. I went to like the chat bot and tried to ask them questions about this store, and like I didn't want to give them the order number. They asked me if I had the order number, and I was like, yeah, but it's not my order number. I'm asking this question for something else. Like, I just didn't know how to freaking ask the question. But this is the thing. This is the thing. The K-bar that they did the dupe order for, it was sold by a brand, like an Amazon seller, okay? The Amazon seller is not the K-bar knife official store. Like, when we look up the number on the history, and I'm going to pull up the spreadsheet again here in just a minute. When we pulled up the spreadsheet and we took the little serial numbers and we put it into Amazon, from how I remembered all of them, they were like the official K-bar store, okay? The one that they're showing right here, not only does it have a weird-ass title that I couldn't find anywhere, which is another reason I went to Amazon chat history to try to get an answer, but it's sold by the seller named Brand Harbor. So also I noticed that in the title, okay, it says K-bar full-size U.S. Marine Corps fighting knife, straight, 100% cotton jersey. What? 100% cotton jersey? Underwear, a t-shirt. Is the sheath that actually came with this knife cotton and not leather? What does that mean? Because this is the order from the police. This has the gift card right here. Gideon Roberts from ISP. That's weird. 100% cotton jersey. What? And then the vitamins. Then the vitamins. Okay. It started raining and now I feel like crap. What the hell? I was fine until it started raining. What did you bring me? My God. Okay. So then the vitamins, okay? The vitamins on this duplicate order are Garden of Life Omega-3 Vegan DHA, okay? But then the ones that they have in a Ziploc bag over here, I'm going to assume are the original ones from the car, which I still need to pull up the old ISP photos and see. But why do we have two different brands? Like, why is this in a Ziploc bag looking like it's a used item? And why is this what got ordered from Amazon? That's actually kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm going to have to take some allergy meds or something. Like, me and the boys have both been kind of congested over the past few days. And now, like, this storm is making me, like, cough a lot. So this is insane. There's a lot of this information missing. But I still want to know, where is this? Where is this K-bar and knife and sheath sample? Which one did you use? And why, when we look up the number that you're talking about in your information, we get a knife that came directly from the K-bar seller store on Amazon, but the one in your receipt is from a company called Brand Harbor? I think all of that matters. I think all of that matters a super lot. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Okay. Okay, well, how do I do this? Eek! Hold on a second, guys.
Jules, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I'm here. Yes.
You guys hear her? Can you guys hear her okay? Let me go pull up.
Can you hear me?
Make sure
Okay.
everybody can hear. Okay, I think they can.
Okay,
Yeah.
you can hear me too.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, let me go pull this up.
Sorry, I had to drive home. Okay.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. You're good. Let me pull this up.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know why I'm opening it that way. I already have it open over here. Hold on. Okay, yeah, you guys, this thing is like so detailed, it's not even funny. And like I saw the rough drafts when she was first working on it, and then like it just got crazy. Like it's just super detailed. Hold on, let me get us up there too. Make us a little smaller.
You're good.
Eek. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start at the very top. Now, again, guys, this is the URLs from the click activity. As you know from the spreadsheet, when you went all the way over, it had the entire URL, so the entire web address. And this is something that she put together to help break down exactly what it means. So go, take the floor.
Okay, I will. Okay, so this is just like what every header means on that, where all the click activity is shown, like with all the URLs and everything. And I will admit that when you first start looking at it, and if you go and you start like entering those URLs into the search, like a search engine on Google, you know, like it's like what all was being looked at. But you have to understand that that's also like ads and stuff that like he could have just been on like a picture or something and clicked into it. So the file gets like it's driven by the page type column that's in the like the file that Connor had posted, you know, and that page type column will tell you like, yeah, it'll show you all these in these visual decoders. Like these are the statuses that are in that column.
Okay, so
are you going to pull that up too? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you go to the second tab,
all the way over here to the URLs.
Yeah. Okay, so those are the URLs, but if you look for page type, like the page type column, it's the
right here.
Right there. Yeah. So as you can see, like when you start going through this and you start looking at the URLs and what was being done here, the only time that that like any of this click activity gets to a confirm checkout page is after the black sharpener is viewed and it looks like it was like added to the cart. And so that was the only time that it looks like anything was possibly purchased. But the issue with that is that just because it like he got to the confirmed purchase page, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean that he purchased it. But there is nothing else in here that ever gets to that confirmed purchase page that has to do with the K-bar knife or sheath or anything like that. The only thing that you can possibly say he purchased was the sharpener.
Trying to see where that page
so
is.
like I think it's like 1 second, I have it. Let me open. I kind of have to like toggle back between both of them.
I found it.
Found it? Yeah. So it's just gonna be the one. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the only one that ever got to that page.
So 320 at 13:07. So what is that? 1:07 p.m. Sharpener.
Yes.
Checkout confirm order. Yeah. Yeah, and I control F confirm. It is the only one. See, that's what somebody was saying. I think it was Witchy was actually saying that in chat when we were going over this live the other night. And I was like, so it only shows it for the sharpener? And they were like, yes, it only shows it for the sharpener. So you confirming this is kind of like crazy. So, oh my God, that's wild. That's interesting.
So like if you want to say that he purchased anything, that was all that they were going to be able to say was that like but they can't confirm it. Like, like even if there's an order after it, which there is, it shows like an order number after that, but then it also shows 2 more additional order numbers after it. But we can say with this click activity, the only thing that he ever got to that page on was with the sharpener. He may have added stuff to his cart like that,
Yeah, see, and it's also the only one, like in the URL, it's the only one that says go to checkout, mobile go to checkout with the order number behind it. All the other ones show checkout turbo initiate, but what does that mean? What does turbo initiate mean? Do you have that on here at all?
Yeah, so I think like what that means is that they could have clicked buy now, like buy now eligibility to say like I'm gonna buy it, but they never went through the next process to confirm the order. So it never got to an order status.
Okay,
and that's the problem.
I've never done the buy now thing. I don't know how that works.
They definitively can't give an invoice that says these items were posted, like purchased with these, with like here, because it never got to that step of showing that he purchased it. The only thing that they possibly could say he purchased was the sharpener, but that's a big if. And then they should have a receipt for it. That's the issue. They can't produce those receipts.
That's what I don't understand. Why are they not just giving us that? That's the stupidest thing.
Because they don't have it. Because,
that's the only thing that makes sense is they physically do not have it. And see, that's what I was saying when I was looking at this stuff earlier. Because if you take like the let's see, where's one at? I guess that's this one right here. I'm pretty sure this one goes like straight to like an actual Amazon like K-bar page on Amazon. Let me make sure. Let's see what it's gonna do
they
here.
go to the pages, like to what he was looking at,
But the problem is that with the dupe order, see, this one's coming from Visit the K-Bar store. Okay. And when you look at the duplicate order that they purchased, it says it came from a seller on Amazon named Brand Harbor. So it didn't even come from the real K-Bar store. So are they giving us a ASIN for one that goes to the original real K-Bar store if the duplicate's supposed to be exactly what Kohberger purchased and that's not the store it came from?
Exactly.
So they're not even
and it's because
duplicate.
Yes, and it's because they don't have a duplicate invoice because they can't. One was never created for a K-bar knife. They were betting on somebody looking at this file, having one of their FBI agents explain it to say, hey, look at all this click activity. You can see he's looking at all these knives. He's doing all these things, everything like that. And if you look at this and you don't understand it, somebody would say, okay, he's guilty, like 100%, like, until you break down what those headers mean, you wouldn't know that, okay, he never actually purchased it. All this is proving is that a sharpener possibly was purchased. Yes. Yes.
And if you're looking at sharpeners, then naturally different knives are going to show up as things that you should look at next.
Yes, like the sword. Like, okay, it probably popped up as an ad. I would have clicked on it. I would have been like, what is that?
Yeah. I actually told my son the other day, I was like, I kind of like that. Like, I might actually get that because I didn't even know that existed until this day. That's crazy looking.
I thought it was kind of cool. I was like, okay, I get it. So this is just explaining that like the checkout confirm order was tied to the sharpener. Now, in the log, for whatever reason, it does show these order numbers, but you can kind of confirm in the green that it was for the sharpener, but it didn't include the knife. But then these other 2 orders pop up. But these other 2 orders could have just been because he went into his orders and that's something that like he would purchase, but they don't have the click activity to show that he purchased the K-bar. That's their problem. So if there's not an invoice, because and that like the mock order that they purchased is in one of these slides, too. The issue with that is if they believe he bought it, they should be able to show invoices exactly like they gave to Bronx Tells to Logan, and they can't because it doesn't exist. That's the issue.
that's what makes me like question even more what they actually used at the grand jury, because this order is after the grand jury. They're claiming they used a sheath and knife example at the grand jury, but then the ones that they send us to when we're looking at what they are searching for go straight to Amazon's official K-Bar store, but these were purchased from a store called Brand Harbor, so it's not even coming from the same distributor. So how are they going to tell us this is a duplicate? And I don't understand what this means in the title for the one that they purchased. It says 100% cotton jersey at the very end of the title. And so I'm like thinking, did it come with a cotton sheath and not a leather one? Because notice like you don't see anything for the sheath on this. And also the vitamins are a different
and then
brand.
also... Yeah, and then also like the knives that he was more looking at, like I think he clicked on them 39 times. It was for a sheath and the knife together, like as one, you know?
Yeah.
What they have there is completely different than what, you know, the most of the clicks were. And so I don't know what they were doing with this order, because the supplements and the car jack and all that stuff, it's not even in the Amazon click history that they gave that Connor received.
Yeah.
So I don't understand like where they're even saying he ordered that, because we don't see it. It's not in there.
Yeah, and I think see, I haven't looked at Connor's like verbiage for how he put in the warrant. I mean not the warrant, but how he put in the FOIA, because the search warrant itself, like this was after the FBI. Go ahead. Oh, there she is.
Which he was just said, all my findings match. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying. That she had talked to you and y'all had gone over some of these things to sort of verify, well, not sort of, to verify exactly what these URLs mean. And we're going to get to the 1115 one here in a minute, because that's the one that's, you know, a lot of people are discussing. It's the one that gave, you know, me a second to, okay, hold on, I need to see exactly what this means too, because this is going to be a big topic of conversation on 11/15/22, and we can't sit here and just act like it's not there. Like we have to dig into it and try to see what this actually means. But before we get to that, this is just what I wanted to bring back up on the screen for maybe why this ended up looking the way that it looked. That's why I said I need to message Connor, or I need to look at the updated spreadsheet. I guess he put this on his spreadsheet by now to see exactly the way that he worded it, because the original search warrant that Moscow PD filed specifically for Kohberger was for March 20th through March 30th, 2022, which shows the range of the purchase from Pennsylvania, and then November 1st through December 6th, which would explain why it's so it's sporadic, but also not really at the same time, because it should be all detail of payment methods used for any orders at all. But I guess not really, because it asks for all detailed customer click activity pertaining to knives and accessories. So it looks like Connor might have just gotten whatever this original return might have been, and not the full on history, which I still don't understand why it wouldn't have all come together anyway when you're FOIA-ing the file, unless he specifically asked for search warrant return. Do you know exactly the way he asked it? Have you seen it?
So that's the thing. He didn't ask for this. He asked for when he got this information, he had asked for a list of everything that he could pay duplicate fees for, because he wanted to see what's been released that others hadn't. So we can go down that FOIA list that they had sent me, the MPD sent me, you know, that showed from the beginning of May to current, and we can try to find it. But there were only 4 requests like that, and it basically was just saying like, the ones I saw did not say anything about the mock order. So we may need to like resend it and then add the part about like where it would include all that other stuff. Cause I think you're correct. I think however they requested it only asked for like the knives part of it, you know, and not the supplements and all that other stuff.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay, so it was something somebody had, but see, that's even crazier considering that Bronx had asked them for this back in May, and she said that they denied it, saying that it belonged to the feds, so they couldn't release it to her.
Yes, that is crazy. Yeah, he got it through a duplication where he got like 5 other things at the same time as well. Like Ava Wood's our interview, It
Yeah.
had been released. He got that for a duplication fee. There were 4 other things that were like that too. And this was one of them.
Ava's interview?
Yep, for her hour-long interview that he
Yeah.
posted, it had already been given to somebody. He paid that duplication fee. Same for the WSU professor that I posted. Somebody already had that as well. Because he asked me to post it for him.
That's crazy. I wonder
know.
who's going and getting all these and not releasing it. That's crazy.
I don't
Because
know.
if it was somebody associated actually with the case, it would none of it would be done under FOIA. It would just be given to them. So that's interesting. There's been a couple of these that happened too that have been pretty interesting.
Jack Decors were like that. I paid the duplication. Yeah.
Well,
so
Jack
weird.
Decor's Jack's on 11, 15, and 17 we paid for on this side of things.
Yeah, you
but
got those.
But
the 11, 21, and 22.
Oh, those. That's true. I forgot about those.
Yeah.
Those are the Coke dealer ones. Yeah, those already being done. And they're not So there's the Coke dealer ones, and then the ones from the first time I heard about this happening was the girls that was telling Officer Vargas about Kaylee telling them about a stalker back in September. That was another one that had already been redacted but not released. And I'm like, wow, all this really, really crazy shit about Kaylee keeps, people keep listening to the information and then not releasing it to the public. That's kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I do have one question. Has anybody ever requested for the footage for the 2 sorority houses that they collected footage from?
I wasn't aware that there was any campus houses that had cameras.
Yeah, there's 2 sorority houses that had cameras. And when they were looking for all the business records, like the businesses downtown, they also talked about getting footage from 2 sorority houses. So I've asked for the footage last night. Like I sent it into the FOIA, like for a FOIA. So hopefully I get it, but it said it was 2 sorority houses and I don't know which ones it was. So I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, no, I didn't even know that. Was it you that said that you filed a FOIA for that weird letter that got sent to one of the sororities and it was denied for privacy? Did you file that?
No, I think Logan did, but I requested for that last week, along with the interview from the girl for the Yeah, that was something that's been curious. I'm like, why the hell would it be denied for freaking privacy? Like, that's weird. That makes no sense to me. Yeah, it was Logan that was saying that.
Okay. Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
So sorry, I went off topic.
No, that's just strange to me that they would deny that for privacy. But no, I didn't know. That's a good question. I didn't know. I'm glad that you knew about those cameras. Because wasn't there an interview with one of the guys that said he was sleeping over at one of the sorority houses in downtown?
I believe so. And it would be interesting to see the surveillance if it's who was going in and out,
Yeah. Yeah, no joke. Okay. All right. So let's look at the 11-15 thing real quick so that we can get that part done. Because I know that's what a lot of people are looking at. So when I went through this myself to try to figure out what it was, and I'm just going to play like a little short video that I just recorded of me doing my own research on it, just to try to figure out what it was, because I wanted to see if I could mimic sort of the path that was taken. Now, keep in mind that there is no back and forth on this. Let me get rid of some of these real quick so I can put this on the screen. Okay. So when it comes to 11-15, this is what we're going to talk about now, because she's got this broken down in her spreadsheet too. So on 11-15, you'll see it's the only date. It's the only line for 11-15, which is not fair because you can't see exactly what's going on. You can't see exactly what was done. You can't see really anything past what it actually was, like what the URL itself really was. I can't see what was done after this. All we know is that where I landed, we don't see proof of that happening because there's a continuation of usage after the fact. So when I went to this page, I'm going to play this real fast. It's only like 6 minutes. This is what I found when I went through it and what ChatGPT was telling me. And again, I didn't realize at first that there was a privacy portion of this URL because I just saw like the data deletion part, and then I copied the whole URL into ChatGPT and asked it to sort of give me like a breakdown of what it was telling me. And it kept making me go back to look at the fact that there was a privacy portion of the URL, because that was what made this what it was. It wasn't the data deletion, it was the actual like the privacy term. So I'm going to go ahead and play this real quick, and then we're going to pull up accomplished report. Okay, so I've been trying to get some more clear information about what this line right here might mean. Now, again, we only have this one line for 5:31 and 37 seconds on 11:15:22. Above it is 4:34, and there's nothing else. There's nothing right above it. There's nothing right underneath it. And we don't get any more Amazon information until November 23rd. So if you go all the way down here, you'll see there is something that says data deletion in the URL right here. And I did not notice that in last night's live. I did not notice it, but I noticed it after people started mentioning it in the comments. And I went back and looked, and I said that I had done some digging on ChatGPT to see what it could tell me about what this URL means. The basic gist of this URL is that it was going to have a landing page that has something to do with data deletion, privacy data deletion, after the person who clicked the previous link logged in. So it's like someone was looking up how to delete something from the Amazon account, but not purchases, more like private information, privacy information, because while it does say data deletion, one thing I honestly didn't realize at first, because I was so focused on the data delete part of this URL, is the fact that it does say privacy right in front of it. So I didn't realize, again, and didn't understand the significance of the difference until ChatGPT started breaking down the URL and explaining to me what exactly this is. So just the basic breakdown is right here. And it says the important part is openid.return_to privacy/data-deletion. OpenID, Amazon is using an authentication/sign-in process. Return to tells Amazon where to send you after authentication. Privacy/data-deletion, the destination page concerning deleting personal data/account data. Account fix-up, Amazon is apparently routing you through an account/sign-in/account verification step before allowing access to that destination. In other words, the URL is essentially saying Amazon needs to verify/fix up the account, then send the user to the privacy data deletion page. It doesn't by itself indicate that Amazon has initiated deletion of your account or data. And I'm just sort of scrolling so you guys can see exactly what it is that I was asking ChatGPT, asking them to break it down for me, make me understand exactly what it means so that I know which direction that I need to look at. And it just kept going on with privacy data, privacy data, privacy data. So I went to literally just look up Amazon privacy data deletion, and it must be something that people look up quite a bit, because as you can see from this screenshot here, I didn't even have to finish typing in the entire thing, and it populated it as the very top option. So this is exactly what Bing is telling me for the Amazon privacy data deletion when you search it in a search engine. You can permanently delete your Amazon account and personal data by following Amazon's official account closure process or contacting their privacy department. Now, there's options here, and this is why this is really important that we had something else, something previous to this, because it would concrete this down even more. The way that the URL itself says privacy data deletion tells me that most likely it would be something in here. If he was using Bing, I don't know what search engine he was using, but if a search engine populated this information, this deleting personal data thing seems to be the area that would have been looked at. Now, if you come down here, you can see physically on the Amazon search results, data deletion. Now, I'm not logged in, and I'm assuming that the way that the URL is in the spreadsheet would mean that when this was searched, there wasn't a login at the time. Something had to be authenticated, something had to be logged in, something had to be something in order for it to move forward. So I'm going to click on this and see if it sends me to a login page. Yep, look right there. It sends me straight to a login page. Now look at this. This URL has the exact same privacy %2f data dash deletion and openid.identity that this one has. Privacy %2f data dash deletion and openid.identity. Okay, I signed in, and this is the page that it landed me on. Close your Amazon account. Please read this carefully. You are about to submit a request for us to permanently close your Amazon account and delete your data. Once your account is closed, all of the products and services accessed through your account will no longer be available to you across any Amazon sites globally. Okay, so that's just me trying to sort of mirror maybe where this could have been. But notice that, like I showed in my screenshot, when I went to just go type in some sort of like Amazon privacy, whatever, it instantly generated me a term that Amazon uses that's on their website. So if we knew ahead of time from previous lines what was actually being searched for, we could concrete this down some more, but we also don't know if that was clicked on and then instantly backed out of, what happened next or anything else. Also, we know Kohberger used VPNs. I use VPNs. I have like 3 or 4 different brands of VPNs. I have them on my devices, my kids' devices. I use multiple kinds of VPNs. I also pay for services to help me try to delete my personal history, personal information off of the internet. I'm trying to be as safe as I possibly can with my information. You can go in and click on different privacy settings in different companies. There's all kinds of different settings in order to try to protect your information. So we know that Kohberger was the same way. Melissa even made a statement that he would always tell everyone that they need to be really careful with their online information, that they need to use VPNs. We also know, about when he was trying to go and work for the Pullman PD for the apprenticeship, that his entire resume, his entire situation that he wanted to focus on when it came to these small towns was what? Cloud-based forensics, okay? So he knows about safety, he knows about privacy, he knows about settings and all these other things. So does this mean he did anything nefarious? It really doesn't mean anything because they're giving us one line of text. They're giving us one line of text. That doesn't do anything. That doesn't tell us what he was looking at. It doesn't tell us what he was actually searching for versus what it auto-populated. We don't know what the hell this actually means. So considering that he also was logged in on the 9th, that he continued searching for the exact same things before and after, I don't really see a break in pattern of behavior, and a one line of context right here is just crazy to me that they would even give you that. Why would they give you just one line of context? There is several different lines above this, and then there's like an hour gap in between, and then nothing for over a week. Why can't they give us all of this? You can't tell me that the above and the below don't have something to do with what's in the middle here. And if it doesn't, then why are you showing me what's in the middle? What's the context for this? They put it like that there for a reason. I don't really find anything crazy about it. They're not showing me what I should be concerned about. They can't show me one line and then tell me that I need to be concerned About what? You're not really telling me anything. Okay. So accomplished day also put this stuff down here. Well, actually, do you want to, is there anything else that you want to mention about this kind of stuff up here for these other slides?
Yeah. So I can kind of explain that too. So if you scroll over just a little bit, like to where the URLs are on, and like the, if you just scroll down just a little bit to like the, okay, that's just explaining like the first part, and then keep going. It'll say like something about the 15th, like I think it's down
okay,
somewhere.
Right here.
Okay, here. So right here. Okay, so what he did here was, okay, if you go and you open your Amazon account, like on your phone, on your app, you know, I've been shopping for back to school stuff right now. Okay. So it shows all this stuff that says up to 60% off back to school, right? So if he were to open his app and click on like the first backpack that's popping up, right? It's going to take you there. Now, it looks like in March, he was searching for like these K-bar knives, or somebody was that's associated with the account, right? All of those past views are going to be what pop up right when he gets into that. So where it says that like he opened web detail of that, it could have just been because he opened the screen of his app and it was right there, like, you know. So then for him to get to the place where it says sign in page from privacy data deletion link, that's simply somebody going and clicking on their little like avatar, like in the app, and clicking on account. And then if you scroll down on the account thing, you can see where it says data privacy. You could have been trying to delete a third-party app that's connected to your Amazon account, and it would have sent you to the authentication portal. You could have been looking at like, you could have been trying to request your data. You could have been seeing like your uploaded videos on there, manage your app camera settings. There's all kinds of stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean that he was going there to delete his account, because if it would have been like close your account, it would have said like Amazon.com privacy, close account, not data deletion. And when it says data deletion, that could have meant like I was going to disconnect. Like right now I have like apps and service data access, you know, and I have like Pinterest connected to my Amazon account. I could have been just clicking on that and deleting it out.
I want to address somebody who needs a little lesson in common sense. Please explain to me, knockoff Johnny Knoxville, how someone would try to mask purchases with an Amazon gift card that they purchase with their own debit card, with their own name on it, on their own Amazon account, through their own Amazon account, with their own Amazon account. Please explain to me how that paper trail is hiding purchases, and then using that exact same Amazon gift card that he purchased on his own Amazon account to then use his own Amazon account once again to make further purchases on his own Amazon account. You understanding what I mean? Do you see how how ridiculous you sound? Does that make sense to you now? No, he did not. That's just as ridiculous as saying, oh my God, he switched his plates. Never mind that infinite paper trail that follows literally everywhere, right? And the fact that it's all on camera, and the fact that the DMV people told him to wait because it's cheaper on college students if they wait closer to the 90 days, and the timing had nothing to do with his own. Come on, guys. Common sense. Let's go. Okay, continue. I'm sorry. I had to address
and
that.
let me add, I could add on to that too. If you go back to the Amazon click history file, like to the one that Connor had received, had he purchased a gift card off of his account on that first tab that showed all of his credit card numbers, like his debit cards and all that, you would have seen gift card. You would have seen number, right? That he had an Amazon. Yes. Is it there? Do you see a gift card?
Yeah, I don't see anything.
So no, when you purchase a gift card through your own account, it would show up as a card registered to your account.
Yeah. And I don't even see anything being added from March 2022. These are all different. Yeah, there's not even.
So he never purchased a gift card from his account either.
It doesn't look like it.
So that's out the window. That's not accurate either. There would have been something that showed he got to the checkout page of purchase gift card because I purchase gift cards all the time because sometimes it's easier to purchase the gift card so that you don't have to use your debit card because I lock my debit card. And so my orders will get delayed because you know what I mean? And so, yeah, no, there's no gift card purchase on here either. Like that's the other thing. And that's how you it would have shown up as a card, like a debit card, like almost like a debit card entry on that first page had he bought a gift card.
Yeah, I mean, even if it would have been, well, okay, so say a gift card was added to the account and then removed, wouldn't it still show a creation date for it being added up here somewhere?
Yes, in March. In March.
Because that's what I was looking for too. Because I know that it keeps track of all of those things. Because like when I was a couponer, a lot of the redemptions that I would get from like Shopkick or Swag Bucks would be like Amazon gift cards or whatever. And so I probably had like freaking 20 gift cards on my account at one time. And they would just like sit there, you know, like it was just a big, huge mess that I had to end up going in and cleaning up. So they don't like automatically like erase whenever they go to zero either.
Yeah. And here's the other thing. I saw that somebody was saying, well, what if he like purchased a gift card? Like, what if he went somewhere like Walmart or wherever and got a gift card? He would have had to enter the card number into there. It would have been stored as a gift card, and it would have shown up on that first page. So there's no gift card purchase either. So, but anytime that you try to see your data like related to your account, anytime you try to see your privacy and your data and all that, you know, you have to log back in. It makes you authenticate your account before you can even see it.
Yeah, I know that I can. Order. Yeah, I can be shopping around, looking around on Amazon for like a good 20, 30 minutes before I even go to purchase. And it'll have me logged in the whole time. But the second it goes to right before the very last final step of checkout, it'll have me re-log in again just to verify that it's me.
Yeah. So, and that's just like saying all that. And then this is just explaining that like what the state was saying, like the Shane Cox guy, you know, there's no gift card purchase in the Amazon clicks. Like this isn't right. If anything, he could maybe prove a sharpener was purchased, but he can't prove it because it doesn't ever get past the confirmed checkout stage.
Yeah, they're going to need to produce a bigger list. If they have this information on a further list, they need to produce that one, because if they only have whatever was produced from the search warrant that shows a 10-day span and then from November 1st to December 6th, and that's literally all that they have, then there's no way that they could have proved any of that because none of that's on there. So they either have to have a whole nother spreadsheet, or they have information that they got from their illegal federal warrants that we know existed before the grand jury happened. And that's why they can't actually produce it as evidence. But I mean, still a gift card that you purchase with your own debit card on your own Amazon account that you then reuse on your own Amazon account, that is no way a way to try to hide a purchase, especially for somebody as intelligent as we're being told that Bryan is. That doesn't make any sense. So that's definitely not a way to think that it was something to hide anything. It literally has it never lost its first degree connection. It stayed there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. And you know, they do try to defend it. I've never seen where they've said like, okay, yes, we have the invoice. Like if they had an invoice, that would be what they were producing and showing us, just like their mock order. Mm-hmm. Why can't they show that if they have that? He didn't delete
That's what makes
that.
Me so
Amazon
mad.
would have still had a record of that. Like it would have looked exactly like that. Where is that for his purchase?
And you cannot delete purchases. Like I tried to find different things through troubleshooting and on the help page, and every time it went to deleting an actual purchase, the only thing that you can really do is go in and archive orders, and really it's only for like Kindle and those kinds of purchases. You can't even really archive physical orders. Like it's there. You can't get rid of it. You can't. So I don't know what they were trying to say with
yeah.
that either. And they're gonna see what probably would have happened is the guy would have gotten on the stand and would have talked about how it's just this one singular line that talks about data deletion, and he would have just finagled some sort of bullshit story out of nothing because there's no context around it and there's nothing else for the jury to go off of but his word.
Yeah. So until they give like and something that looks exactly like this, that shows an order number for a gift card, an order number for a Ka-Bar knife, and like, you know, that you can't say that he purchased anything based off of that activity log of the Amazon like clicks. That's the problem. And I think that's the problem that they have is that they can't,
I don't understand
cannot
why
produce this.
Yeah. And that's the problem. And again, it might not be a big deal because it's another year and Amazon sellers come and go. But to me, if they're giving me an ASN for an Amazon item and it's telling me that it's going straight to the official Ka-Bar store, and then you're telling me that you're duplicating an order that's supposed to match that item that you're saying is technically the murder weapon in your book, then why is it coming from a different seller? And why does the title have something different in it than what you're telling me this one does? This doesn't look like it's even coming from the same distributor, the same company. So how is it supposed to be a duplicate order?
Yeah, and here's the other thing. In that spreadsheet, there should have been an order history log. Like there should have been another tab that said order history.
You would think
and
so,
that
yeah.
order history would have shown us all of the orders that were ever placed on that account. That's the problem, and that's why people continue to question this is because they're not showing us that. Like, where is the invoice? Where's the receipt? Where does it show it was delivered? Like, if they would just show that, this wouldn't be a problem. But in my opinion, they can't
my
because
Amazon
it doesn't
stuff,
exist.
I'll even get a photo sometimes. Like if it's doesn't go in my mailbox and it's a different delivery person and it gets put on my porch or on my steps, I get a photo. Like, where's the actual, here's your confirmation, here's your tracking number, blah, 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 blah. Where is all of that? Like, do they think that we don't understand the way Amazon works? I'm really questioning how they think how our brains really work here. I don't understand all of this dancing around stuff and not just producing this from whatever they claim he actually purchased. I think so too. I think it's bullshit. Yeah. I think everything when it comes to this duplicate order is bullshit because again, why do we have these vitamins in a Ziploc like they're a used item? I mean, look, there's even some powdery stuff in the bag, like some of some of it's coming out the cap, and then the duplicate order is a whole different brand. That's not supposed to be that way. So what was the point of their duplicate order? Just order any old Ka-Bar. Oh, I didn't even show the page. Hold on. Just order any old Ka-Bar and any old vitamin, any old vegan vitamin, and that was just going to work. And it didn't matter if it was legitimate or not. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
See,
and also there's some other, I know there's other people asking questions about the whole gift card thing. Just go to your own Amazon account and click on your cards. Like, go to your wallet on Amazon, okay? When you go to your wallet on Amazon, it shows you all the cards and accounts associated with your account. And then it'll show rewards and balances. And under that, it has a gift card that's attached to my account that I can upload funds to. That would have been included on that first page of what you can use to pay for your transactions. And there is nothing in there about a gift card.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't see, like, how they can say that that's the only evidence that they have. Unless they're hiding search warrants after the fact, which I doubt. Because they're claiming that the gift card was on 3/20, so it should be on there. And it's not, which is extremely important. And we don't see another search warrant. We don't see them claiming that they got any information after that search warrant. Again, we just know that they were really playing the feds were really playing some bullshit prior to the grand jury, which is the reason why it's questionable why this duplicate order was purchased after the grand jury, but they claim to have one that they used for the grand jury. So how are we supposed to know that those two even match? What did they use that no one's ever showed us? This is so stupid.
Yeah. But like, this spreadsheet's making everybody flip out because like when you look at it and you don't know what it's telling you, it's like, oh my gosh, what was he looking at and why? But honestly, it's a bunch of ads. Like if somebody searched Ka-Bar and you go back to your Amazon account, you're going to start seeing knives pop up all in your Amazon. And it would literally be, you open the app and that's what's popping up, and that's what that Amazon click history is showing you, are those things that are popping up in your app that you might click on.
And see, people question, like, okay, so did they not ask him where his knife in his sheath were, blah, blah, blah. Why hasn't he said it? Well, we don't know what the hell he said because they won't let us listen to the damn interview. And they're acting like everything is just missing and we're not allowed to hear anything. So he could have damn well been asked that question and he could have damn well answered it. And we also know that there was a knife that was number one inventory from his parents' house, and they conveniently are not telling us what kind of knife that it was. But they're also telling us they didn't find the murder weapon. So why can't they just tell us what kind of knife they found? I think something about whatever he purchased just doesn't match what they found at the scene. Because I'm like, they're not saying he didn't purchase one, and I know that your spreadsheet isn't showing us a purchase. I just know that like they've told us that he purchased one, and I never had an issue with him purchasing one. So even if he did actually purchase one, it still doesn't bother me. Like, it's such a normal ass weapon. I mean, my problem is this. He was in Washington for months before the murders, right? So even if he was feeling murdery all of a sudden and had an itch that he just couldn't scratch, you'd think his brain would still be functioning, right? So you'd think that he would go to like maybe some garage sales or maybe a flea market or two and maybe try to find a weapon that wasn't, directly connected to his parents' house, for as much as we know that he respects his parents, and that didn't happen either. So when I see just like things that just don't make any common sense to me. And I know that when it comes to people that, do sadistic shit, we're supposed to believe that their brains just don't work correctly. But even somebody who is psychotic, like any serial killer that's ever actually been caught and done crazy shit, even they work with some sort of common sense. So this still doesn't work to me. Like, even if no, it just doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. There's just no way you wouldn't.
Yeah, and even I saw Mark B's comment like fly by. Give us the tracking and delivery. Show us that it was delivered. Go to USPS and give us the tracking number and show it that it got delivered to his parents' house. Like,
because it'll show the time that it was scanned. Yeah, and that's what makes everyone so upset, is that they're wanting to show us all of this junk, all of this air, and all of this nothing, instead of just producing us the one simple thing that we're asking for that could put all the questions to bed for all of it. Like, it's like they complain about all the questions, they complain and they want to call us conspiracy theorists, but we are over a year past a plea. We should have had within the first week all of this information. This is stupid. This is absolutely dumb.
Yes. The problem is that it's not there. Like, and they know that. They were just going to bet on using this to try to make it seem like it was done. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they could never give it to you. And until they do that, I don't believe that they can produce it.
Yeah, I just don't know why they haven't already. That's the simplest thing ever. It just seems so simple. It just seems like it's so simple. They could have just done this a long time ago. You literally can pull it up years of history just in your phone. So with the search warrants, there's no way that they couldn't. I just find it so stupid.
Yeah. Okay, I got to jump off because I got to get back to work. But thank you for letting me come on.
Up here. I appreciate that spreadsheet. It's so detailed. So thank you so much for it. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah, she put this thing together like crazy. It is so freaking detailed. It is so freaking detailed. And there's a bunch more information in here too. I don't know if she posted it on her page yet, and I don't want to just share it out without her sharing it out, but I'm sure she'll put it on her community tab. I'm sure she'll put it on her community tab so that you guys can look at all of it. But yeah, I have 1,000 million more questions. I don't understand why all of the mismatched information and all of the inconsistencies, it doesn't make sense to me. And see, again, sold by Brand Harbor. And what does it mean? 100% cotton jersey. It's sold under sports. That's not what we see. That's not what we see when we go and we take the ASIN that they gave us, even the stuff that he was searching himself in his history. That is not the title that comes up. that is not the store that comes up. So what did they use in the grand jury? Why is there something different being purchased in what they are claiming to be a duplicate order? Why is there so much inconsistency? Why are they not giving us full information when it comes to this spreadsheet right here? This is, again, they're saying that he had his gift card added to his account on the 20th, and she's right. It doesn't show anything whatsoever on the 20th about a gift card being purchased nor added. There's nothing on here. And we know that Elisa Masoth mentioned the purchase is being given to her on a spreadsheet. So this is most likely exactly what the defense was given. I don't know. It's just a bunch of stuff. It's just a bunch of stuff, and I don't like it. It's just a bunch of stuff, and I don't like it. I don't like how it doesn't make sense. I don't like how it doesn't make sense. Except probably not, because you don't have any proof he was actually ever even in that house or that he even knew those people existed. So there's that. And if people think that a guilty plea is a confession, then they need to probably get it off of the chat and try to use Google, because, you know, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that admit to things in court that they didn't do. So, I mean, it's not difficult just to have a brain, you know. It's not difficult just to have a brain. Yeah, I don't know. I just like the work that she did on this thing, and she's been doing a lot of stuff, getting stuff done. Thank you so much for coming up here and showing all of that information. No, the fuck it was not. You're out of your goddamn mind. Out of your goddamn mind. Well, Rasputin can go Putin himself somewhere. I mean, just ignore the dumbasses. It's not very hard. I mean, it is kind of crazy. Like, they come in here with stuff that's just like, yeah, you're not really convincing me, broski. You're not really convincing me, broski. They also can never find when we're making shit up either. Like, you know what's so funny? There's like these groups on Facebook that I've been ignoring that like the plague over the past few years. But over the past couple of weeks, I've like gotten into them just to like, you know, for funsies. And it's really ridiculous how many of them say that I'm crazy and all I do is make up stuff and lie and blah, 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 blah. But when I tell them to run and fetch, they can never bring me anything that I made up a story of. They always just say, oh my God, all that shit that you talk about the Goncalveses, and oh my God, you think he's innocent. Okay, well, that's my opinion, biatch. That's not me lying about anything. Do you not know the difference? If your brain is so low IQ that you don't know the difference between a made up story, a lie, and an opinion, then I don't really give two shits what you've got to say. Go back to kindergarten. Oh yeah, it's thunder. It's been thundering all day. And as soon as it started raining, like I started coughing my freaking head off. Me and the boys have had allergies for the past couple of days. No, you're like super stupid. We literally have the forensic reports. You're dumb as hell. You're dumb as hell. You maybe need to go actually read the reports from the experts and then go back and read the Idaho State Police forensic breakdown of the DNA that we did ourselves, because we have the actual analytics and we're not stupid. And we read it all and know the hell it wasn't 100,000. You were out of your damn mind. You need to like learn how to read or maybe fix your dyslexia. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't really know. I don't really know what to tell you. Wasn't the knife in his house Taylor cutlery or something? I don't know. I don't know. I just know that there's a knife that was taken from his parents' house and it's item number 1, but they don't tell us what it is. They don't tell us what it is. So I have no idea. Being what? Are you new here? You must be fucking new here. See, I don't let a bunch of dumb shits come in here and just talk shit to me. I'm grown and I don't kiss ass or cater or bend over or brown nose or any of that other bullshit. So if you've got a problem with it, I mean, you can fucking step out. Like, boop, so quick. Jesus Christ. Yeah, just give us everything. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. There's no reason why they can't just give us the actual invoices. If you can give us invoices of your fake ass orders that come from a whole different Amazon seller, then why can't you give us the original invoices? That's so dumb. That's so stupid. It's so dumb. All right. I did get a FOIA response from Ada County that I'll show you guys real quick. Because remember Friday there was, where did it go? There it is. There was something about a transcript, motion for transcript. And let me download this. Hold on. I think it's only like one page. Yeah, one page. But I'll show you guys real quick. Ooh. Now, again, this is from Friday, so I don't know if anything is going to pop off today with this or not. So I guess we'll see. But this is from Ada County. It's just the motion for transcripts. It says, comes now the above named petitioner by and through his attorneys of record of the law firm Magyar, Rauch and Associates PLLC, and who respectfully submits this motion for an order to produce the transcript and recording from petitioner's sentencing hearing in his criminal case. As the undersigned has been appointed to represent petitioner in his post-conviction relief matter, having access to all phases of his criminal case is paramount. Therefore, petitioner respectfully requests the court to issue an order for the production of the transcript and recording of the sentencing hearing held on July 23rd, 2025 in case CR 01243165. So, yeah. Interesting. So again, I was just like, it was out there live, but I guess, it's just one of those things with the law where you really do kind of need to have things in transcript form. So, I mean, I get it, especially since the sentencing is so important to the whole situation here. Let me see if there happens to be any sort of update. Damn, was that thunder like over my head? I bet you it's one of them freaking UFOs, bro. We were watching some UFO videos on my other channel yesterday, and there's some that are just like in the clouds. It looks like they have some reflectors showing off of their cloaking devices that aren't really working correctly. Like I said already, like I'm pretty positive I have some little aliens flying over my house. I'm pretty sure I do. Just watching everything, seeing everything I do. It's probably them right now in their damn thunder cells. Okay, damn. All right, let me see if there's anything new down here. No, this is the last thing. Now that could change. It's fairly early in the, it's only noon here in Texas, so whatever time it is over there. But yeah, this is all that this was. So I don't know how much longer it'll be before the, lawyer version of the PCR is filed. I'm not wanting him to rush. I'm just anxious to see what it's going to say. I'm just curious as to what it's going to end up saying. But I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. I have a couple things I have to do this afternoon. Now, Custody Queens is having on Chris Whitcomb again. So I was going to do a live reaction as soon as it was done, but Mike emailed me and asked if I wanted to join him in Bronx Tales to do some sort of review after the fact. So instead of just doing like my own where I talk shit by myself, I'll go over there and we'll talk shit together. Now, I'm just curious as to if they're going to call out anything in this book that he has wrong, because it's important that he acknowledge what he has wrong in this book. And to me, if they don't call him out on Xana's blood not being on the pong table, different inconsistencies that he has wrong in here, and have asked him to produce maybe some more proof of something, I mean, I'm just going to be disappointed all the way around. I still question, and I'll ask again, have they yet to pull up Google Maps and been like, hey, this is where Cyray showed us, blah, 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 blah? Have they done that yet? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? Because I just really wish that they would do that. Like, they came out and said Cyray showed them some points. I wish they would pull up a map and say, hey, this is what he showed us. Have they done that yet? It doesn't look so like they've done that. So let's just see, what they do. I'm hoping that they call him out in their own way and ask questions. I hope they push back a little bit the same way that they did with Cyray. I really liked the way that they handled Cyray. Maybe they'll continue that from now on, because that was pretty good pushback. So we'll see what they do, but I'll be over there. I think he said like around 9:30. I think the interview starts at 7 Central Time, something like that. Now, normally we do Moscow Mondays, but there's like a lot going on already, so we're gonna push off Moscow Monday for today. So that I can have time after I get back from what I got to do today, which is the whole reason why I'm even live this morning, to go in and take notes on that, and then to talk to them about it. You haven't seen that? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we called him out on 1.5 million freaking things. So I don't know. They've got plenty of ammo. They've got plenty of evidence that they could use from reports to try to counteract the things that he has said. I just don't appreciate liars. And to me, it seems like he was writing a book that didn't really have a lot of media attention. He saw a chance to grab onto some media attention, make a quick buck, get his name out there so that his other books will sell faster. I don't appreciate the fact that there's a bunch of misinformation in this book, that he doesn't even have the year of Brian's car correct, that the information about the 911 call is all over the place. There's information that's just straight up wrong that we have in public record. And I just don't, I'm not going to feel bad for not liking the way that the guy put the information out, especially now that book is getting so much attention. If it didn't have false information in it, then that would be the book that I'd be throwing in everyone's face. But when it's trying to tell that Xana was attacked outside of the bedroom, and the whole premise is about the blood being on the pong table when we know that it's not, and he acknowledges the number change, and he acknowledges Paula Sutton's report change, but he keeps that as his constant, you're selecting on purpose to do so. You are selecting on purpose to follow a false narrative. My whole house just shook. Well, I'm going to keep on talking shit. So bring on some more thunder and shake the windows some more, because F that book, okay? Okay. But I'm going to go ahead and get off of here so I can get some stuff done before I got to go handle business. I got to take Leaky Beaky to get fixed on Wednesday, and I'm scared. I just made that appointment earlier, and I don't want to take him. I don't want to drop him off at the doctor. I don't want to do none of that. I don't want to do none of that. So I have to go make some plans for that, and I got some stuff I got to take care of. But I'll be back in a little bit. I don't know if I'll be back before at any point. Just all depends on what time I get back, but for sure we're not doing Moscow Monday. We just don't have time for Moscow Monday. But I will see you guys soon. Thank you for coming here and listening to all of this stuff with me and going over some of this stuff. And thank you again, Accomplished Day, for coming in and talking with us about your breakdown. It's very, very detailed. Again, I'm sure she'll put it in her community tab. She pretty much puts everything over there and shares everything the same way that I do pretty much. So it should be over there. Thank you so much for the 10 JJPP. I appreciate that. Thanks for the jewels, you guys. Thank you for joining, Stacy. And thank you so much for the gifted membership, JJPP. I appreciate that. Welcome, Mysteries with Misty. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here. I will see you guys in a few hours. It's Monday. Take a breath. It'll be okay, I promise. Let me go ahead and get this stuff set up right here real quick so it's the right thing. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. See y'all.